Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Craftyartshack and we're back here today with another awesome video. So let's get to the craft desk and get started. Let's go.
Here we go with DIY number 1. All right, let's jump into this first DIY, and I found this frame, and it was actually used as a picture frame. I don't know what they put on it, but it was, I found it at the thrift store, and I am going to turn it into a beautiful tray. Now, on the back of this tray, there was 2 little clips where they hung it up, and so what I did is I took them off. Now, if somebody wanted to put them back on there and hang this tray up, they could, but I decided to take them off for the process that I was doing. So anyway, let's get back to the rest of this DIY. So the next thing I did is I got out my painter's tape because I didn't want to get paint on that outside board of the frame, and I'm going to use the Silk All-in-One Mineral Paint in White Cap. Now the reason why I use this paint is because it is a sealer and the chalk paint all in one. And sorry about my camera moving all over the place there. I am trying to get it set up over here where I'm working, and oh yeah, that's bad. So anyway, here we go. Finally got it settled. Sorry about that, you guys. So I took this and put it on there and I let it dry, and I'm trying to get it all in frame for y'all so that y'all can see everything. And yeah, let me stop this. I'm trying to adjust the camera. There we go. If I put it right there, y'all can see it. Okay, so the next thing I did is I'm going to take off the painter's tape. Then I'm going to take this rub-on transfer from, oh no, I'm going to sand off any places where that paint spilled over. Now I'm going to take this rubber transfer from Dixie Belle. It's called On the Farm Transfer, and I am going to, it comes in 2 parts. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the barn. There's your little thing to rub on this transfer. Now this packet comes with a lot of transfer. It comes with 4 sheets. And so what I am looking for is the 2 barn pieces. Now, it comes in 2 pieces, so because this is the way they do their sheets. I'm not sure why, but anyway, I'm trying to make sure that it's going to fit on here, and I'm just laying it out to see if this is going to work, and I'm looking for the other half of the barn. And if you notice up in that corner of the transfer, it says 1 and 2, and so that's how you know that that's where you put them together at, I guess. And here I am thinking I'm going to measure this out and see where the center's at. And yeah, anyway, don't mind my measuring because I kind of didn't do it by that anyway, but I kind of wanted to get it somewhat in the center, so I made me a little mark so I know where to put the first half, because I want half my barn to fit on there and the other half not. So I needed to find somewhere of the center. But you don't have to be perfect. If you're good at eyeballing it, just eyeball it and put it on there. That's what I do most of the time. So anyway, you got to cut these transfers out, and then they have a white film on the back of them. And if you notice, what I was showing you there is that it you can kind of see the cutout around it, and the weather vane wouldn't fit on the top of the barn, so I didn't put it up there. And there, of course, I'm recording a video, so there I go and hear the my alarm going off. But I'm going to take the number 1 transfer, and I'm going to line up the center of the barn, not the number 1, the center of the barn, and then I'm going to move it down till I get all my barn on to the thing. Now you're just going to take your little rubby tool and you're going to rub this on there, and you're going to go all the way around it, and you're going to make sure that you're rubbing it in really good. The best way to do that is to start lifting up the edge of this, and then you can tell where you're getting it on there. And if it's not, if you start to lift up and it didn't go on there, lay it back down and rub those parts back in before you completely lift this up. And you just keep doing this process until you completely get this lifted off of here. Now, once you get down here to the bottom of this, you don't want to rub that the rest of that transfer on there because, or I didn't want to. So I'm going to take and cut this with my X-Acto knife. Now I do have an edge there from where the frame meets the edge of the frame meets the bottom of the tray. And so I just cut that off because I didn't want that to get embedded into that wood on the outside. And so you just keep rubbing till you get it completely off of there. Make sure you seal those edges down, turn it over, and rub it one more time with the plastic, and making sure that you have all your pieces rubbed in. Now the next thing you're going to do, and I am just cleaning off that edge because I didn't want it to, the barn to be on my edge, and the little tip got up there on it, but I've got it cleaned off now. So anyway, I was so excited to make this. I really love this transfer a lot. Now my house is not done in farmhouse stuff, but if it was, this would be in my house. So the next thing I'm going to do is I flip the tray around so I can work from the edge that I'm at, and I'm going to lay number 2 down. Now when you lay this down, it's very sticky, but you want to make sure that you line it up. You want to kind of overlap it. I didn't quite get mine overlapped when I got down there to the bottom part. It looks like it is, but it isn't. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this section off first so that I don't have it on there and accidentally get it transferred onto my frame. And I'm going to repeat the same process that I did for the first side of the transfer. Now, once I get this back on there, I am going to take this extra coat made by, it's for the silk paints, and it's an extra coat, and then I'm going to take and put it on this over the transfer. So if somebody wants to use this tray when they buy it from my booth, it will not damage the transfer. Now I'm going to take and put the tape down again because I want to make sure that I have none of this extra coat getting on the edge of the frame. I guess I could have put it on there, but I didn't. For some reason, I didn't want to do that, but anyway. That's me and my thinking, okay, well, I just need to cover the painting part of it and the transfer part of it, but, you know, I probably should have covered the rest of it, but I didn't. But that's life. And that's how it goes sometimes. So anyway, after we get this all down, then we're going to make sure that we rub that tape down nice and firm all the way around. And obviously I didn't do that. And this is the extra coat from Dixie Belle, and it's with the silk paints. And this is the first time opening it, so I'm going to save my little seal. Now you guys, these paints go a long way, and so does this extra coat, because watch, I'm going to dip it in here one time and put it on there, and this is just about enough to cover the whole thing because it just goes on so smooth. And then look at there, I only dipped my brush one time. Look how far this is going to go. This whole jar is going to last me for a lot of projects. So anyway, I'm going to put this down, make sure my coat is spread over everything, close this up, and I only dip that brush one time. I think that is a good deal for the money that you pay for these products. And that's the reason why we chose to start representing Dixie Belle. So now here we are, we've taken the tape off, and we are going to let this dry, and we've let it dry. Now we're going to put our handles on. So I'm kind of trying to eyeball it and make sure I've got this in the center of the frame on the side, and I'm going to do that for both sides. And then once I've got my little mark made there, I'm going to put me a piece of wood under my little tray, and I'm going to take my drill, and I'm going to drill me a hole all the way through. Now you want to put your wood under there, first of all, to support you drilling. Second of all, because you don't want to go into your beautiful desk, your beautiful craft desk, or your table or something else. Now all I had was these little white screws that would fit in this, that wouldn't go all the way through the frame. So I'm going to get these and put them on here, but I will go back with a black Sharpie marker and color those in later. I don't think I show that on the video, so I wanted to make sure that I told you that that's what I was doing. Now I'll put both of these handles on both sides, and then we're just going to use this little screwdriver to put it in because my drill bit was not small enough on my drill. Otherwise I would have used that. And so I'm making sure that they didn't come through. They didn't. And then I'm going to put the other side on the same way. Now here I am finishing up the second side, and we'll see the rest of this one at the final reveal. Alright, here we go with DIY number 2. Now this next tray that I got, I'm going to use some of those transfers that came out of that same kit from On the Farm by Dixie Belle. I got this tray, I think somebody gave this one to me or something. I'm not sure where I got it from. But what I'm doing is I'm making sure that it's lined up in the center of where I want to put it. And I'm going to just rub it on just like I did the other one. And I'm going to go all the way across. Now this tray does have little ripples in it, and that's what I'm trying to go over right now. I can't even talk this morning. So anyway, I'm going to go, excuse me. I'm going to make sure that I'm going over that little ripple nice and good. That's why I'm taking my time right there. And then the rest of this goes pretty fast. Now, when you stick these transfers down, I don't remember if I said it a while ago, they do stick. So make sure that when you put it down, you're putting it down where you want it to be put down, because if you don't, it's going to stick wherever you lay it that first time. So kind of hover over where you're at to put it in place, and then rub that transfer on. Now, these transfers really like this metal. The wood, I really had to work with it to get it on there, but it does work. And then you just go ahead and keep peeling this off until you get it all the way across. Now, when I get over there to that corner where it goes over the ripples, I'm making sure that I rub it in really good, just like I said on the other end. And then the next thing I'm going to do, you can cut apart these transfers to put them anywhere you want. And so I cut apart the rooster from that little chicken with the chicks. And I am looking at my words and trying to kind of measure what's the center. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm counting the letters and looking to see which one's the center one and kind of centering that rooster. Then I'm going to rub it on. These are really easy to put on. Doesn't take much effort, especially on this metal tray. They came off really good. And so, or came on, put it on. They went on really well. And then I'm going to decide where I want to put my little chicken and my other little chicken on there. And I'm going to add both of those the same way. And then once I get all my little chickens on there where I want it, I am going to take some of this extra coat, dip my brush in there one time, and I'm going to go completely over the design. Now I'm going to coat the whole bottom of the tray, and if it gets a little bit on the side, it's okay, because this stuff actually blends really well, and it's hard to tell where that is being put on there. And so if you get some on the edge of the tray, when it dries, it really doesn't show. And I'm just flipping it back and forth, making sure that I have a good coat all the way across my project. Now, see, just one time dipping that brush in there. And here we go with the final reveal. Now here's the little chicken tray completely finished after it's dry, and you can't even tell the difference. I left all the chip pieces on the paint on the tray because I like it that way. And here it is from a different view, and it just looks really rustic and farmhouse to me. And so that's the way I like it, and it's going to go in our booth, and I'll show you a picture of that in a minute. Now here's the barn tray, and you can see my little seam where I didn't quite get it overlap. So make sure you overlap those little seams. Now here it is sitting here in our booth, both of the trays. And there's some other projects that you'll see in a few minutes or in a few days on another video. Now Beth and I opened up the Chic Shack over at Abilene Mall, which is where you just saw those trays sitting. In addition to that, we've added Dixie Belle paints, and we have our own booth called the Southern Belle Paints, and we've incorporated All the silk paint's there, so if you need any of these products, get in touch with us. Our email is in the description box below. We'd love to hear from you, and if there's anything that we can help you with or answer questions to, shoot us an email. We'd like to hear from you. Guys, I really like promoting other artists, and I met this guy while I was out doing some garage selling on a weekend a couple weeks back, and this is some of his artwork that he does, and to me it was absolutely gorgeous. And I asked him if he would like me to advertise some of his work on YouTube here. So here is some of his items that he has done, and he said yes, he would love it, and he is going to share a little bit about himself right here. So here he is.
Oh, am I recording right now?
Yeah.
Come check it out. Check my stuff out. I do custom work. Any colors you want, any kind of design you want, just let me know.
And do you have a website?
I do not have a website.
And your name?
Derek Shuttle. They call me D-Rock for short. So,
and where do they come check you out at?
they can call me at 904-470-0975.
Okay, and do you ship if they buy it?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And all my work's guaranteed. It can stay inside or outside. It's all reclaimed lumber. I try to use as much reclaimed lumber as I can for my stuff and save the environment a little bit too.
They can also reach him on Facebook.
Yes, I'm also on Facebook under D-Rock.
Okay.
And that'd probably be the best way to get a hold of me.
And you guys, I'll put his business card up so that you can see how to spell D-Rock.
That's right.
And get in touch with him.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, here's his business card where you can contact him.
Awesome. So you guys, if you like this content, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us that big thumbs up because it really helps our channel out. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. We'll see you later. Bye.